Hello again. So I'm looking at the third project in Chapter 4 now. So what we're going to be working with is another existing document, the computer input devices, and we're going to give this a little bit of a cleanup and a facelift. So what I am going to do right now is I'm going to walk you through the first few steps and get you looking at how we can work on features that are going to affect an entire report. So we're taking a look at a 3-page report that's already pretty much formatted with a Part 1 and a Part 2. And so what I would like for us to do is sort of follow along the essential steps in getting this report formatted. So first and foremost, they have us modify the margins again. So I'm in the page layout ribbon, and I'm clicking the down here on the margins. So with this, I'm going back down to custom margins again, like we did for Project 2. And in the custom margins, we're modifying the top margin only to 1.5. So we're giving it a little bit of an extra space for that header. We're not affecting the side ones, it's just going to be what's going across the top. So in that, the next step is it's asking us to insert a page break. We have a few ways we can do those. So they want it at the beginning of the title mouse, which is located at the bottom of the first page. And so I'm going to put the cursor here, and I can either go into breaks and click on page break, which is the easiest way to go. And my other option is, like I suggested in class last week, is I can hit Control Enter, and it will also put a break right there at that title. So you notice now we have this first part, it fits nicely, but I have this hanging title here at Computer Output Devices. So let me see, where do I go next though? Devices, computer output devices. So I'm going to put the insertion port key right in front of this. So I'm putting the insertion point, which is this guy, in front of the next title, computer output devices. And then at the bottom page 2, I'm going to click on Control Enter to bump this down. Now, if I use the insert page break here, it actually leaves me this blue bar behind, which we don't want. So it's actually to our benefit in this instance when we have the colored background. If we use Control Enter, it takes that line and it moves all of its formatting down. So that's the difference between those two functions. So now I've got my parts. Computer input devices, there's nothing hanging as a title here. My whole mouse and trackball starts off here, and it flows nicely to the last page. So the last piece is that I want to put in a cover page. So if I go back to the top to computer input devices, if I hit a Control Enter here, that gives me a new page to work with. Now we're going to be using the templates that are shown on page 119. So 119 is where you guys are going to be going to add your title page. So for this, you're going to be looking at, you want your insert, sorry, I have to expand. We're going to insert a blank page, and what we want to do then is we're going to, next step, we're going to create a cover page. So now that I've made a blank page, we're going to use a cover page. So you're going to select the appropriate one from the list. So we go down and we find this little green and blue one. And that means now we have a front page, we have our, our main content, and we have everything else lining up nicely. So you're going to be doing some modifications to this front cover page. So each of these have some blanks that you are required to complete. So you're going to put in the year, you're going to give the document title of computer devices, and you're going to be putting your information down below. And so it's your name for student name. So you'll put your first name. I would put Heather Farmer. If it's yourself, you'll put in your first and last name, and Drake Computing, and you'll pick today's date. So these are both drop downs. You're going to pick the year, which it is. You're going to put in the title of the document, computer devices, oh, extra C, and then you put in your first and last name and the rest of the data for this. So that brings you to almost the end. The last piece of feature that you put across all of the pages is going to be the page number. So in order to do that, we're going to select, whoops, insert, okay, I'm back. And so what we're going to do is add some page numbers on the bottom of the page. Now, in Project C3, we're looking in the Insert tab. We're going to the Headers and Footers and Page Number section. So for page numbers, if we click on this, if you mouse over top of page, you see we get a few options for what goes along the top. And bottom of page, which is what we're going to use, we're going to go and scroll down until we find Accent Bar 2. So that is this guy here. So that puts a running set of page numbers at the bottom of our page. And that essentially wraps up the main parts that we're doing for Project C3. So if we're taking a look at this, we've got a new cover page, we've updated everything so we have nothing rolling over, and we have page numbers at the bottom of the page. So that would be Project 3. What we're submitting is Project 2, remember. So once you've gone through both, what you're going to have in your folder is you're going to have the Project 2 and you're going to have Project 3 in the folder only. You're going to take a screenshot of Project 2 and you're going to add that at the end of your Netiquette guidelines. So at the end, you're going to hit Control Enter and you're going to insert your screenshot to the bottom of the second page. So that's all I've got for today. Best of luck, and I will see you on Friday. Talk to you soon. Bye now.